What's up YouTube? This is Joy Neville back with another video. In today's video, I'm doing a much requested cucumber kimchi video. Korean cucumber kimchi. Somebody that is very close to me and I love dearly is Korean. She's elderly. She was a neighbor of mine for many, many years. She's like a mom to me. I call her Oma. And she taught me how to make this. There's a couple different ways to make Korean kimchi. Cucumber kimchi, but I'm giving you like the base to show you, there's swaps and stuff you can do if you don't have a particular ingredient in your house. So let's get into the video. And this is low calorie, by the way. So you're going to need these things. You're going to need cucumbers, mini cucumbers. They have a specific one at the Asian markets. But it's not out yet. It should be coming out anytime. But these little mini cucumbers are nice and crunchy, and this is what you want to use. You don't have to. I've used seedless cucumber. It works just fine, but these are better, and you always want crunchier, better. So mini cucumbers, that's a staple. You're going to need either fish sauce or soy sauce. You can use either or. I have soy sauce right now, so I'm using soy sauce. It just gives it that saltiness, but fish sauce you can also use. Green onion. Sometimes you can even add bok choy if you have bok choy lying around. I do sometimes, but I don't have any right now. You can use a sweet or yellow onion if you want to add that. I am. Garlic is a must. You can chop it up fresh. I'm just using the one in the jar. A little bit of sesame oil. You need rice wine vinegar. I don't have any left, but I've used this many times. You can use any kind of vinegar. Rice wine is preferred, but I have apple cider vinegar. I've used it before. I'm going to use it again. Then you're going to need mirin, which is like a sweet flavoring, a sweet sauce kind of, or you can use a pinch of sugar, a tablespoon of sugar, or what I'm going to use is a tablespoon of sweetener. So you're going to need a little bit of sweetness. Not everybody adds a sweetness. I think it complements it well. So if you can't have sugar, use sweetener. And then the key ingredient is this Korean red chili pepper flake. I have it in a jar because my Oma buys it in big bags, and I will never use that much. So she always fills me up a jar and sends it home with me. It's about half gone. This is what it looks like. But it's called, I don't want to butcher this, but I probably will. Gochugaru. It's this. Gochugaru. It's a Korean red chili pepper. You'll find it in the store, but usually in Asian stores, right? It gives it its color, its flavor, its heat. This is a must. If you do not have this, you are not going to have kimchi. In my opinion, it's much needed. This is like the main ingredient. That's why you get that red, vibrant color and flavor. And then sesame seeds. I always add sesame seeds. And then a pinch of salt and pepper for taste. And yeah, I'm going to start preparing this. So we'll start with the cucumbers and get it going, and I'll bring you right back. So I used 8 of these mini baby cucumbers. Again, you can use seedless cucumbers. I have when I was desperate and craving this. I've never used just the big normal ones, but I'm sure you can. Just these, if you are going for the texture, these are the best. So here we go. We've got them all sliced up. I think I used 9. I washed them. I did not peel them, and then I just sliced them up. Okay, and then next we're going to do a little sweet onion here. You don't have to. It's optional. You can also do, like I said, bok choy. Any of those. I need to sharpen my knife. I love the onion when it marinates with the chili flake and everything. It's so good. So definitely going to use probably half of this. We'll see. Start with half. And I just do it in slices. So I'm just gonna go down. In slices like that. And it's gonna give us little strips like this. I'm gonna put those in there. So this is the bowl I'm mixing it in. You might want to use a bigger bowl. I might transfer it real quick, but I'm going to store it in this because you want an airtight container. And you want to let this sit for at least a couple hours to get the flavor, sometimes overnight. But it'll last a week in your fridge. And just munch on it. Okay, I'll bring you back in a sec. Okay, guys. I did transfer it in a bigger bowl. I got cucumber and onion just for mixing. And then I got green onion here, washed. And I'm gonna cut this up. My knife is so dull. If I had bok choy, I would put some bok choy in. I don't know if that's traditional, but my oma liked to throw bok choy in if she had it lying around for extra texture and crunch. I don't know if that's traditional, but I know it tastes good. Sorry I'm cutting weird. My knife is gonna have to have my husband sharpen it. That's about all for the green onion I'm going to use. I'm going to save the stronger parts because I already have regular onion in there. So, going to add that in. Okay. And then let's get on to mixing everything. So, now I don't know exact measurements, guys. You gotta go by how much you're making. And I'm sure you could look up an exact measurement recipe, but we're gonna give you an estimate here. So I'm starting with the vinegar. Oh, let me grab my sweetener. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I went and got my sweetener and some measuring items so I can kind of give you measurements. 9 mini cucumbers, washed and diced. 1/2 of a small sweet onion. You can use any kind of onion you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stalks of green onion, but I only use the greens. And then now we're gonna get into the sauce stuff. I'm gonna open my garlic and we're gonna do a big heaping, that was not enough. A big heaping tablespoon of garlic. It's important, very important. I might add a little bit more. So start with that if you're someone that's not sure. And then I know I like the garlic. So I did about 1.5 tablespoons to 2 tablespoons. Okay. Soy sauce or fish sauce, it's up to you. Remember, every person cooks differently. It's the same in every culture. So she taught me I could use soy sauce or fish sauce. I have a 1/4 cup of soy sauce for 9 mini cucumbers. Okay, you might have to adjust if you do less or more. All right, and then I've got our Korean chili flake, the gochuga or something like that. You'll find it in any Asian market. I'm gonna, if you don't like a lot of heat, start with 1 tablespoon, and that's always what I do, and then I mix it, and then if it doesn't look the right color, that's how I know to add more. So 1 tablespoon to start. 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, any sesame oil will work. This is optional, it's not a must-have from what I understand. She's made it without it before, but I like it. And then vinegar, you can use white vinegar, rice wine vinegar. I'm using what I have, apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons. So whatever you use in the soy sauce or fish sauce, use half of that in the vinegar. So I used a 1/4 cup, which is 4 tablespoons of the soy sauce. So I did half of that in vinegar. And then sesame seeds, I just sprinkle them all over heavily. Probably about 2 tablespoons, I'm gonna guess. Because it's just sesame seeds. It's optional, you don't have to add them if you don't like them getting stuck in your teeth or anything like that. Sprinkle of salt. And then, oh, I like to sprinkle a little black pepper, just a preference. You don't have to. Okay, and then last but not least, I'm using Swerve. It's sugar replacement. And I'm just gonna use 1 tablespoon. I probably shouldn't have got that wet. Let me see if I can pour it in here. This just kind of kicks it up. It blends everything happily. You don't have to add it, but I like it in there. Okay. Now we're going to mix it up and pop it in the fridge for at least an hour or 2. It'll be fine. You can eat it after an hour or 2. I recommend leaving it in for at least 2 hours minimum. It tastes better after 4 to 6 hours, and it tastes the best the next day. So it's up to you. But it smells so good. Now I can tell from me and my preference, it's not red enough. She basically trained my taste buds, and I like it spicier. This would be good for a beginner that doesn't like heat. I am personally going to add 1 more tablespoon of the red pepper flake. Again, it's a preference. And then if you taste it, it's not going to be as spicy as it will after it sits overnight. So remember that. Now I can tell by this color that this is how I like it. And so yeah, this is so healthy. All it is cucumbers and onions, guys. You're literally eating so low calorie. The only fat was the sesame oil. And this should serve, I would say, 6 servings to 8 servings, depending if you're eating it just as your own little dish or on a side. And so 1 tablespoon of sesame oil is 130 calories. So if you break that up into 6 to 8 servings, that's not bad. All right, this is what it looks like. I ate this on one of my what I eat in a days, and then everybody's asking me how come I didn't show how I made it. And so I decided I would show you how I make it. All right. So that's how I make it, and there it is. I'll do a little taste test, but it's not going to be as good because it hasn't sat, but we're going to give it a little try. Get a little bit of onion, a little bit of everything in there. Here's a bite for you guys. The crunch is good. The sweetener is optional. Not every person that makes Korean kimchi uses sugar, but I like the taste of it, and that's how she taught me to make it. She always added a couple teaspoons or a tablespoon, or depending on how much she made, a pinch of sugar and a pinch of sesame oil. Those were her 2 things she added to kind of make it different. But I remember one time I was like, Mama, I don't have rice vinegar. And she was like, it's okay, just use white vinegar or apple cider vinegar. And one time I didn't have soy sauce, but I was craving her cucumber kimchi, and she didn't want to make it and drive it all the way over to me because I've moved. I used to be her neighbor. And so she said, if you don't have fish sauce, use soy sauce. Same. That's how she tells me, same. So yeah, you can always improvise. That's my guy's meatloaf going off. I made the meatloaf and baked potatoes for dinner. I am going to have this with my ground chicken, as you guys know, so, and some cauliflower rice. So I'm going to let this go in the fridge. So good. Remember, this can last in your fridge for about a week. It doesn't necessarily go bad, but the cucumbers start getting really soft and it's just not my favorite. But if you make this, it's good for your fridge. 5 to 7 days, you'll be all right. Really good. I highly recommend trying it, especially if you're someone that likes, you know, strong flavors. It's got a good kick to it. And remember, if you can't handle the heat, just cut it down. Cut it in half. Start with a half a tablespoon to 9 mini cucumbers. And if you can't find mini cucumbers, you can use seedless cucumbers. You could probably even use the old English cucumbers. I'm gonna kill the oven. You could probably even use the old English cucumbers, but they're gonna be mushier. They're bigger, they're mushier. The texture is not the same as the crunch you get with these. So, hope you like this video. I would have shown you guys the recipe, I just didn't think you guys would want to see it. It was just cucumber kimchi. But, so many of you asked to see it. This is how I make it. This is how I was taught to make it. I'm not going to take credit for this. This is my Korean mom's kimchi. So, yeah, that's it, guys. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up right down there below. And stick around. There'll be more videos coming. I enjoy. I've lost 150 pounds on my journey, and I'm currently trying to finish my journey and lose the rest of my weight. I'm gonna kill the oven. Anyways, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I'll see you guys on the next one. Remember, you can do this. You can do it. Just swap your favorite foods for lower calorie foods like these. This is great. Love you guys.